Well, hello, Color Me Bad Nation. This is Color Me Bad Lynn, back with and I am in utterly dismay about this. But before I share what I'm upset about today, I want to welcome you back to my channel. As you can tell by what I got on, I've just been sitting around the house pondering about this, and I thought I'd come on and ask, has anybody noticed this? But before we get into that, I want to welcome you to my channel. If this is your very first time meeting me, greetings. I am Color Me Bad Lynn. I am a beauty professional, among many other things. Mainly on our channel, we talk about the fragrances that are on in my collection, on my wish list, those that are sent to me in samples, so on and so forth. We will also talk about natural skincare. We will talk about a little bit about makeup. We'll talk about hair, weave, wigs, love, romance, relationships, a little bit about dating, family issues, and most importantly, faith. All right. Did I talk slow enough? So welcome to my channel. Welcome back for those who have seen any of my other videos. I'm super glad to see you guys, and I hope that you're excited about seeing me as well. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, depending on when you gain an opportunity to view this video. If you get to see it today, I hope you had a good weekend. I wanted to come on today and talk about these two fragrances. You know, they got a original, and then they have a 2.0 of this fragrance. And I was sitting thinking, I was digging in my imaginary garden. That's what I call my brain. You know, you have to pick your own brain sometimes. It's healthy. And I was thinking to myself, okay, so they came out with the 2.0 version of this fragrance. What's the difference? When I first sprayed it out, this was sent to me complimentary. But when I first sprayed this fragrance out, I realized that it didn't smell much different from the original fragrance. But because I love the original fragrance so much, I didn't make that much of a big deal about this. But what about people who have spent their hard-earned money on buying both of these? Now, unless you got it like that and it's no big deal to you, okay, good for you. But for those who don't and ended up with both fragrances that smell exactly alike, this could be a downer, a Debbie Downer for you. So let's get into the two fragrances that I'm talking about, just in case you didn't gain an opportunity to actually see the thumbnail. The fragrances I'm speaking of are Ariana Grande's Cloud, and then I still have the 2.0 in the box. I haven't worn it yet. And then Ariana Grande Cloud 2.0. Okay? So I don't know how many people actually have both fragrances in their collection, but I'm sure everybody that loves this one probably ended up purchasing the 2.0. Okay, it was definitely on my wish list, and I had an opportunity to select this and a couple of other fragrances as complimentary. And I chose this one because I'm running low on my Ariana Grande Cloud, the original one. And if you haven't seen my poem that I wrote to my Loudy Cloudy, check it out, and I'll make sure I put the link right above this video so you can click on it, and hopefully you'll get a laugh out of it. It is an original poem of mine. I did not rehearse that. I didn't memorize it. I just came up with that off the top of my dome, so you're welcome. All right, so these two fragrances, guys, and I'm not going to keep you long, but I am really upset about this because I was looking up the notes on the fragrances. I haven't used this one yet, okay, but I did smell it, okay. And I couldn't tell the difference in the original and the 2.0. Does anybody recognize that? Does anybody care about this? Am I the only one tripping off of this? So I'm going to spray this one out first. Let me grab some of my spray cards here. And we're going to go over this. They have the exact same notes. The only difference in these two fragrances, because one is supposed to be intense, one of them has ambroxan in it, I think, or something like that. There's no difference in the two of them. I don't know if anybody's noticed that one lasts longer than the other one. I'm not sure. The only thing they did on the notations is mix the order of the notations up, but this fragrance is like they're both identical to one another. And I know that they're supposed to be the same. One is supposed to be intense, the other one is supposed to be a little bit lighter. This is the OG, so we're going to spray that one. And I'm going to let that one sit. And then we're going to go ahead and spray the intense. And I'm going to tell you if I can tell a difference. I did it when I tested this out. But I don't know. You know, your nose changes. I sprayed out on a fragrance yesterday that I absolutely love. And when I sprayed it out on me, I didn't like it yesterday. I had to change my fragrance. So it just depends on the day, how you're feeling and all that good stuff, right? So this one is the 2.0 if you guys don't have this in your collection. Okay. The reason that I'm coming on to talk about this is because a lot of times, especially in the fragrance community, I've noticed that you know, you always hear you got to get this one, this the 2.0, this the 3.0, this one is better than that one, and we don't know. We just buy fragrances because we absolutely adore them, right? But I didn't have to purchase this, and so I wanted to come on and talk about this because I have nothing to lose from this, right? So this one is the original. It smells different on the paper. It really does. Okay, so that's the original. Okay, so the only difference that I'm getting from this, just off of like the first initial whiff, and this is just on paper, I'm gonna put some on my skin too, but just off the initial paper, the Intense has a little bit more of a, I would call like more of a clawing sweetness to it, more of a heavier sweetness to it than the original. I'm gonna put this one on this side. I will say that I like the 2.0's bottle. It's a little bit more sophisticated. The sprayer on the regular, on the main one, the original one, is better. So yeah, the praline is a little bit heavier in that one. This one is a little bit sweeter, it's a little bit lighter, I should say, not sweeter. I really can't tell that much of a difference from them, and I know they're supposed to be identical. One is just supposed to be a little bit heavier than the other. The only difference that I really see in these two fragrances is that your 2.0 is a lot heavier. It smells a little bit richer. It does have a little bit more of a potency there, where you get your praline note kind of maybe around 15 minutes after it's drying down. You start to pick up on more of the whipped cream note is a little bit heavier. You get a little bit more of your lavender note in the original, or the lilac note, the violet note in the original fragrance. But really, there's not a huge difference in these two fragrances. If I had the original and I wanted to get the 2.0, would I? Because I love the original Ariana Grande so much, the answer to your question is maybe. But do you need both of them? No, you don't. So if you don't have the original and you're thinking about getting the 2.0, or if you already have the 2.0 but you don't have the original, you really can do without one or the other. It depends on the intensity of fragrance choice for yourself. Do you like a really strong, intense fragrance, or do you prefer a more of a lighter, creamier version of fragrances? For me, I like the more of an intense fragrance in all of my fragrances. Most of my fragrances are intense fragrances. I normally kind of wait for the intense versions or the noir versions of fragrances to come out before I indulge or even put it on my wish list, or I test them out first to see which one I like, because I like more deep, sultry fragrances that tend to last a little bit longer, because they a lot of times work a lot better for me. In my opinion, which one do I like the most? That's yet to be determined. I'm gonna have to wear the 2.0. I'll probably do a spray down on one side with the original and then the 2.0 on the other side, and then we'll find out which one wins. But for now, this one is the 2.0. It's a lot sweeter. It is a little bit heavier, a little bit richer. This one, again, you get more of the floral. It's a lot lighter. In my opinion, though, from off the paper, the original has a prettier scent to it. But again, I have to wear these both and then be able to come on and tell you guys whether or not it's worth having both in your collection. But again, if you're a fragrance collector like I am, and like many of you are, buy 4 of them if you want to. That's definitely up to you. But if I were to choose one or the other, for me, it probably would be the Intense As much as I love the original, but I definitely, being a fragrance lover, I definitely love having both of them in my collection because I can choose. And then I'm sure that layering these two together would be absolutely gorgeous as well. But do you really need both of them? The answer is no, you don't. They are exactly the same. One is a little bit lighter and sweeter. The other one is heavier. It's a little bit creamier, a little bit more lactonic. So it all depends on your particular choice in fragrances. So, you know, I wanted to come on and share this because I was confused about this when I looked up the notes. Like, okay, people are buying this fragrance, talking about you got to have this one and this one and that one. And yeah, you really don't have to have both of them. The one good thing about this is I'm almost down to nothing in this bottle. So this one came to me just in time, so I'm happy about that. But I'm going to wear these together, and I'm also going to wear this by itself, you know, one side on each, you know, one on each side, and figure out which one I love the most. But it's kind of hard to determine, but I really don't think you need both. So I just wanted to come on and share that with you guys. If you have both fragrances in your collection, share with me down in the comments which one you love the most. If you have a favorite, if you could do without one or the other, share that down in the comments with me. I would love to hear how you layer them, how you layer the new 2.0, what you're wearing with it, what body cream, what spray, if you like it at all. I'm gonna come back on after I wear it and tell you exactly what I think about it. But for now, like I said, my opinion is you don't need both of them. You really don't. One or the other would be sufficient. They both pretty much smell identical to one another. And once you pull the notations on these two fragrances, if you haven't already done that, you'll find out they're almost identically alike. It just depends on how of an intense fragrance and preference you care for. I like mine's intense. I like strong beast mode mama girl. So the 2.0 is right up my alley, but I still have to see how it's going to work for me and my body chemistry. All right. So I just wanted to come on today and share that information and really ask the question, do you have those two fragrances? Do you really need those two fragrances? Do you like both of them? Which one do you like better? Shout it down in the comments for me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And that just allows you to be notified each and every time I upload a new recording onto YouTube. And if you can't watch it right away, you can save it for later. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Nice chatting with you. This is Color Me Bad Lynn saying bye for now. We'll see you on the next one.